So I wake up in the back of the cop car and I see the powder in my sock. I don't know how they didn't search me. Like I'm only in boxers and socks. I got no clothes on. Phone's gone. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what the fuck happened.
We're gonna start with this.
All right, let's do it.
This is our watermelon THC lean syrup.
As long as I could drive home later, we good to go.
You should. Well, let's see. You're supposed to take half of it, so
Well,
we're gonna see. It's a nice little.
how many
It's a nice little
milligrams?
amount. Let me get your wife.
You putting it in there?
We're gonna pour it in
Nice.
here. So this thing is like it's fully water soluble. It's not oily. It mixes perfect like into the drink. And since it's nano emulsified, it's an edible that kicks in about I don't know 15, 20 minutes.
I guess we'll figure this out then.
You will figure this out. It's very soon.
I don't really drink.
You haven't smoked, right?
Mm-mm.
I know. So Sean's always locked in. Like he's in the fitness world, right? So like this is totally abnormal.
No, like I definitely identify as a smoker back in the day,
Right.
but I've scaled back recently a lot.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
It's good.
But-
It's a smart thing to do, you know.
But you know,
For sure.
Definitely,
Sean definitely. So he has an interesting past. Do you want to talk about it?
hell yeah, that's what we're here for. Let's
Okay,
fucking run that
perfect.
shit up.
Let's go. So I met Sean in high school, and shortly after meeting him, well, not shortly, a couple years after meeting him, I heard he was arrested and he was put into federal prison. So maybe you want to go ahead and kind of explain where it all started, because it's an interesting story for sure.
I mean, yeah, when I met you was when we were kind of started getting going. His wife
Mhm.
is at the time was my daughter's mother's like best friend. So like they were best friends and that's how we met, you know what I mean? So my daughter's like 17 now, she'll be 17 next month. So, you know, I've known him since he's seen me like go through all the crazy shit. So we started, you know, slanging a little weed here and there, you know what I mean? So you can smoke for free, this shit, that shit. But then we started smoking a little too much, and then it was like, okay, let's serve a little blow here and there, and then we ended up getting jammed up later on, like 18. So then I went back to the weed. So then
So hold on, just so you can explain it. Like you got arrested once,
I've been arrested 4 times.
right? But the
Four,
first time
yeah.
you got arrested, like for serious charges, how old were you?
I was 18.
You were 18.
Cocaine charge
Cocaine charges.
in Key Biscayne.
Yeah, so were you still in high school?
Key Biscayne. No, I had just got out.
Okay.
Just got out of high school.
You just got out of high school. Crazy. And
They did a drug sting on Key Biscayne. They put it in the newspaper and all this shit. When I was working at the rec, they're like, rec employee busted in drug sting on Galen Drive, blah, 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 blah. Stupid
Crazy.
shit.
How much?
It was like $7 grand. I sold, you remember, you went to Columbus?
No.
Where you went?
Gables.
Gables. There was a kid from Columbus. I'm not going to say his name, but so I sold him like a half ounce. He ended up getting pulled over and he told everything, and then they picked me up. It was the night before Thanksgiving, my daughter's first Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So they pulled me over and fucking took me straight in. I missed my daughter's first Thanksgiving. It was like 7 grams of powder, like 2 pounds of weed, I think.
Wow.
So that was the
Back
first
then,
charge.
that was like.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Huh?
It wasn't too bad.
Back then?
The weed?
Yeah.
No, the weed is, as long as it's under trafficking thing like that, they don't really care.
Got
The
it.
coke was the more, you know what I
Right.
mean? That was the serious charge.
So actually, I got arrested too on his motorcycle. A lot, and as I was getting taken to jail, the cops like, hey, we have to do like a little detour, and we went and we picked up.
Detour.
Yeah, they went to go pick up another guy
Oh, yeah?
who got arrested for fucking 3 grams of cocaine,
That's
and
wild.
yeah, and he got fucked way harder than I did, obviously.
Yeah. They were trying to give me 6 months. They were trying to give me, I ended up, I got probation and stuff like that, but they were trying to give me like 6 months for that.
Okay, and who's your
Attorney?
Yeah, he was.
Well, my dad, luckily for me, has been an attorney, like, you know what I mean, a good one. But he is not a criminal lawyer, so he almost got me fucked. Like, fucked. Because, like, when they pulled me over and they jumped out on me and they're like, we got to search the house, and they tried to hit me with the, oh, if you let us have it, we'll let you go. I'm like, bro, like, but I was, you know what I mean? I'm still a little younger, so I'm like, look, you call my dad, if he let you in, he'll let you in. You know what I mean? So, called him, he came, and he ended up, I guess he kind of believed what they said, you know what I mean? And he's like, sign the warrant, let him in. He let him in. It's funny too, because I don't even know if I could talk. They're like, I told them where everything was when he told me to let them in, and I didn't tell them where all the money was, and so they didn't really search, because it would keep us gang too. So
Right.
like they left a bunch of money in the thing. So I was like, yes, I'm still there.
Okay.
But they ended up taking me to jail. My daughter's, I was actually in
That was
jail.
when you were 18.
I was not 18, but I had actually
And you had your own place?
yeah, I was on the key in
Okay.
Galen Drive.
Okay.
But I had I got kicked out of high school early. So when I got kicked out of high school, I went straight to the key and got the own spot. But I had
How much were you making selling drugs at like 18?
I like 2 G's a week, some shit like that. Nothing crazy. But
Well, I
like,
mean, back then, $8,000 a month.
yeah,
Pretty crazy.
it was straight.
Yeah. This was over 10 years ago. So
No, this was 15 years ago.
15
It's high
years ago.
school.
Exactly.
Fucking
You know,
20 years ago. Yeah, 15.
$8,000 a month. 16
But I
years
actually
ago.
got arrested like 2 weeks before that on a trespassing charge. We were in Cameo, and I don't know what happened. I think I drank out of somebody's drink or whatever. I don't remember anything. I woke up in the back of a cop car in my boxers and socks.
Oof.
Like, I don't know where my phone, like, I still don't know what happened. Like, I couldn't tell you. I woke up in the back of a cop car, and I was slinging powder at the time. So I had put a couple rocks in my sock. So I wake up in the back of the cop car, and I see the powder in my sock. I don't know how they didn't search me. Like, I'm only in boxers and socks. I got no clothes on. Phone's gone. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. They said I was, like, opening the door. It was over there on 19th and James and I don't know where the fuck Cameo is, but it's not right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, my boy was like, oh, you said you were going to bounce with some chicks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I don't know what happened. I still, like, to God, like, I don't know what happened. But I woke up in the back of a cop car with cocaine in my sock. So I took it out of my sock, and I, like, stuffed it in the back of the cop car. And then they took me to the jail on the beach. And I thought I was going to get out, like, but then they put me in the paddy wagon. But when they put me in the paddy wagon, you know how it's got, like, the three, like, the benches, but then they have, like, solo seats.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen them before in the thing? So they put me in, like, the solo seat, and they just closed the door. And it was like I was cuffed up, and I'm in boxers and socks, and they just got the van on. And, like, it's so small, like, you could lean this way and lean this way, and I put my head on the wall, you know what I mean? And then, like, there's, like, these, I guess it was hookers or whatever, fuck, but they were, like, the shit was sealed off. You know what I mean? But you could see them in the thing, and then they were sitting like that. And I spazzed out. Like, I kicked, I screamed, everything you could for like 5, 10
This
minutes.
is like where you regain consciousness?
Yeah. Like, I was starting to sober up a little bit because they took me to the jail first. And then I was like, yo, just let me out.
And you
I
have
gotta
no
go
idea
home.
why you got arrested?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Not a clue. Like, it said it was a trespassing charge.
Right.
It said I was, like, opening a car door and, like, closing the police report. By the time I'm just starting to sober up. So I'm like, where the fuck am I? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, let me out. Like, I'm good now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, game over, time out. It's my first time going to jail. I mean, my first time. And so it's like, I'm in like, bro, stupid shit. So motherfucking, they're like, yeah. Come on, you gonna get out. Like, I'm okay, boom. That's when they throw me in the paddy wagon. They just sit me there. I start kicking, hitting, screaming, blah. Nobody coming. I'm like, okay, I could die right now. No one would care. So let me just chill out. So I just kind of put my head down,
Yeah,
like,
they don't give a fuck.
lay down. Yeah, like nobody was coming. So I was like, all right, bet. So just chill the fuck out. And then they took me to the county, and then, like, I'm throwing up all in the jail, like, box. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm calling. I call my mom, so pissed off. She just hangs up on me. So, like, I don't know if she actually posted the bail or not. You know, you only get one fucking phone call. So I'm, like, trying to tell the guards, like, yo, I'm not sure if she posted. Like, let me call back. They're like, you know, they just ignore the fuck out of you. Like, dudes are like, I'll knock him out for a sandwich because I kept throwing up and shit. Like, I was fucked up. I was like, bro, this shit sucks. So I had actually went to jail, like, a month before, and then I caught the dope charge, like, a month later.
But your parents did post bail and get you out.
Yeah, but I didn't know because
Right,
in the
no,
county,
I know.
in the county, it takes, like they could post, as soon as they post your bail, it's still going to take, like, another
Where do
day.
your parents live? So,
Palmetto Bay, so down south.
yeah. So,
Come from a great family. Like, I'm the black sheep. I'm a fucking asshole. Like, parents did a great job. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. You know what I mean? Like, I went to private school, had every
Yeah.
opportunity in life, but I just decided to be an asshole. You know what I mean?
it happens to
It was really through, like, sports, though. You know what I mean? Like, because we had a lot of the kids came to the school, and I would go play with them because I was better when I was younger. So, you know, you just get caught up in that environment, and it was just like we started doing shit that was, like, really wild.
No.
Like, we were doing, like, armed robberies and stuff after football games and shit like that. That's why I checked the statute of limitations on shit like that. But
Okay.
I'm not going to say specific examples. But, yeah, we were doing that shit. Like, we would come home from the football game, and, like, my boy would be like, yo, we got the lick. And it was like, God, I hope my mom doesn't watch this shit. But yeah, we were like, you know what I mean? Like, we were carrying guns like 16, 17, like high school shit like that. My bet, somebody's like very close to, like, you've been around multiple times. Like, he got first degree murder, like America's Most Wanted shit like that. Like, there was like a lot of killings. Like, it was wild shit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, wild
Yeah.
shit.
No. So what I had heard was like you were essentially, I don't know if you want to talk about this.
No,
Like,
do
you
it.
were-
No,
and
I ain't
again,
holding
you
nothing
can
back.
you can always cut off.
Yeah, nah,
You can always
yeah,
cut
for
off
sure, for
wherever,
sure.
and-
But I'm trying to go there, bro. I'm trying to get this shit happen.
Okay,
You
good,
gotta let it out.
good. So you used to set people up.
Robbery.
Yes. I heard
It's
that's-
happened before, but I didn't do it that time. But it's just the karma. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like I didn't do like the 2 times they hit me for on that. Like I had none. It's just I would get blamed for it.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like if you in my thing is like I never fucked nobody over who didn't have it coming.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like if I've been robbed, all that shit, like whatever. If you're in the game, like that's just a part of the game. You know what I mean? Like don't slip or you'll get slipped. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like I would never on my soul, and I never will, never have on my mother, on my daughter. Like I've never like touched someone that I've close. You know what I mean? Like that I fucked with, and I fucked with those people, and then it was just like, oh, he does stuff like that, so it's like, oh, he did it, but I didn't do it those times.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's how I got in trouble. So like there were these kids, and they were like the type of kids, they went to St. Brandon and shit like that. But they're the type of kids that are like, your parents are going out of town, they'll rob your parents' house and like sell the TVs and shit like that. Like kind of like junkie stunt shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like we would buy TVs from them. We were buying lean at the time from them, like a lot of the shit. And then there was this kid, obviously, you know, I'm not gonna say his name either, like he's a federal witness and shit like that. But so he was staying with me at the time, but he was like a low key hater on the low. And so he got fired from his job while he was staying in one of my I had a crib in the Grove, right next to Mary's Coin Laundry.
So hold on one second. So you got arrested. You got out. You started, selling
When I was 18.
Right.
Did probation for a year, violated probation for a dirty urine, did 14 days county time.
Okay.
Got back out, killed the papers. I was like really trying to go to school and like, I was like, let me do this. Like, all right, let's not be as. I just couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do it.
It wasn't for you?
No, I couldn't do it.
I
I was like, fuck it, we going all the way in this time. But with the weed. So like we started doing the thing with the weed with my boy actually. And it's funny because a lot of the people that were involved in this shit, like you would be like, nah, no way. But like everybody's helped out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I was with my boy.
Is it crazy to you to see that like after all that mess, like it's kind of sort of legal and like
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But I mean, it's got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
No,
like
I know.
alcohol was legal at one point. It was my journey. I'm glad like I got jammed up. Like it was the best thing for me. You know what I mean? Like so.
So explain like the day you got. So what? You were arrested for a while. You were in federal prison for a while. How many years?
I got 65 months. I did like 53.
53 months. So quite a few years.
And then we got a halfway house after that. And then you got a couple years probation. So like I spent the majority, like from 18 to 30, I was either on probation or in jail for the entirety, except for like 6 months.
18 to 30.
18 to 30, I was either in jail or on probation.
Okay.
So when I caught that charge at 18, I got probation, and then I violated the probation. So they locked me up for 2 weeks, and then they put me back on probation.
At what age did you get locked up?
18.
18. When you went to federal
Fed
prison.
22. I just turned 22.
You turned 22. That's so young. That's crazy.
College.
Yeah,
Sure,
bro.
college.
College years.
Good
going to
times.
Federal prison for.
Yeah. But I'm lucky I got to go to federal prison because I went to state prison. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more wild, a little bit different. Like I was around like a lot of like more older, and then a lot of those guys have a lot of time and more experience, so they'll kind of be like, yo, just chill out. State prison's kind of wild. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of wild.
So that's where you got into fitness, I think, right?
Yeah, I never worked out before jail. Never. Yeah, never. So like this dude Bezo, Brian Bebley, all these dudes, my boy Sean, they like kind of, cause I didn't work out like the first 2 years. Like we were selling dope, getting tatted, you know what I mean, running tickets, all that shit. Like fuck it, we about to network in this bitch like we do out here.
You were trying to sell drugs in jail.
Yeah. At this point, it's like yeah, we were.
You're very
We were.
committed.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I can say that either, but we were. Like they were. Look. They running K2. They running the trees. They running the tickets. Like we were running tickets. All that shit. Like it's the same thing out here. You just figure it out. You know what I mean? Everybody getting tatted. Like I had no tattoos before I went to jail. No.
Right.
Cover
Show
and
them your
shit.
back.
You know what I mean? Big ass weed plant. Got all that shit in there.
Cool. Can you stand? Can you sit? Can you stand here and do it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Cool.
ass weed plant.
Turn around.
That was all in jail.
All in jail. All in jail. The only thing I had out
Is
here.
it done? Is it in jail? Is done by hand?
Yeah. No, they have So like they'll take the like the beard trimmers, or like the reading lights, and they'll get the battery out of them, and then you wrap it up. Like they'll make like a little gun out of it.
Yeah.
And then everybody got their own needle, so they give you your needle when you go back and you clean it yourself, and you bring it back and you do all that shit. But
And where's the ink come from?
they'll make it. Like they'll bring in real ink, but they're not gonna use all the real ink because it's expensive as fuck. So they'll like like the magazines, they like file it down and melt it, burn it, and then they'll turn it into like silk, and then they'll mix it with the real ink. That's why it's kind of like blue. Like you see how some of
That's
this shit's
crazy.
blue?
That's ink from magazines?
They say it's one of the hardest tattoos to remove later on.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm not
Like
even
for, like,
shit.
laser?
That shit is so fucking bad. Like,
Yeah, because I mean, tattoo guns typically have like a thing where it prevents you from going too deep.
But yeah, he stabbed me right here.
But
you see?
over there, you go, exactly.
And he freehanded this whole shit. Like no
Yeah.
stencil, no none of that shit. He freehanded the whole thing.
He's in fucking good shape, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like that. Wait,
30,
I take care of
how
myself.
old
35.
35 and probably in the best shape of your life.
Ain't no question.
Amazing. Yeah. So, 18 to 24, you were going in, like, you were in and out of jail.
18,
Or-
30.
Well, yeah, and then at
Well,
24.
I got out at 27.
Sorry, and then
I
at
went in
20
at 22, so I got out when I was in the halfway house at 26. I got finished the halfway house at 27.
27.
And I had papers for 2 years. So I had to do. I finished
Papers is
everything.
probation?
Probation. I had 2 years papers. Like you getting drug tested every other day.
Right. Was that hard for you? Just like
Nah.
just doing like a lot of
Getting
drugs and
drug
then going to
tested?
jail. Did you try
Oh,
to
I
get
was-
drugs and like get high in jail or no?
Nah, I didn't care. I mean, we was smoking shit like that. You know what I mean? But nah, I wasn't trying to. Like I never really like. It was just kind of like social things. You know what I mean? Like you do drugs in social settings. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like shit like that. But I was never like, oh, I need this shit. Like the weed, I was definitely detox. When they locked me up, I went straight to the box. I was on 24-hour lockdown. I went from the street to the hole because we had separate teeth. There was a murder for hire. That's why he was asking me about the setting up
Can
shit.
you explain? Please, yeah, explain.
That's why he was asking about
so
the
that-
setup shit. Like you feel me?
Right.
So the kid living with me, he was friends with the kids giving us the lean and the TVs and all the shit like that. But I didn't like them because it was like they're gonna get us jammed up because they're doing too much other shit. You know what I mean? Like I had a very tight like everyone in my circle. I controlled them and I was like, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do this. Like we stick to this. We don't do that shit because like that shit brings heat. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
they were very sloppy. So I never wanted to deal with them. But we had like I lost like 120 G's in one weekend because my boy in Tally got jammed up, and then like we were sending shit to Tally games, but I was getting like 100, 150 pieces a month.
Tallahassee.
You know what I mean? Like I
How
was
many?
getting
How
like
many pounds?
100, 150 a month. I was getting like $500,000 a month, like when I'm 21. So we sending like 30 a month to Tallahassee, another 25, 30 to Gainesville, and then we moving the rest down here.
How much was a pound worth back then?
Anywhere from 25 to 4.
And this is just for like normal stuff, I assume, right?
I mean, it was shit coming
Like
from
it was good
California,
stuff. Yeah,
California
like
shit.
indoor, but like
No, it
not
wasn't
like
even
top
indoor.
shelf,
It wasn't even indoor.
Not even indoor.
But it was like that fire out. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
greenhouse shit. It was like the greenhouse shit.
stuff. Nice.
Yeah,
Good
it was
point.
definitely like that was like when that blue dream was hitting, like the blue cheese, all that shit like that.
Okay, look
How
at
much
this.
is a pound now?
This is
I don't even know.
so here. Take a guess what a pound of this costs.
I'm getting high as fuck right now already, man.
Sorry?
Pound of this? Oh shit, that's actual trees. 1 ounce. See, it was shit like this. We would get shit like this.
Okay.
How do you feel after everything that you went through? Like, imagine everything he went through, right?
Yeah.
For the
Just-
better part of what, 10 years? Like, and now you're sitting in front of all this fucking product that's completely legal.
It's just whatever. You know what I mean? It's just the game. You know what I mean? Like it's the game.
He understands now.
It's the
Yeah.
game. But like what? You know what I mean? Like you gotta navigate. You just. It's the game.
How does this look to you?
Looks good.
Right?
It's fire. Yeah.
Okay. This
That's
is
that tight nugs.
This is 1,100 a pound.
A pound, yeah. Because I mean, when you can grow it legally, it's
Right?
different. You know what I mean? When you don't have to.
Crazy.
I remember. Well, my first.
And it was like the OG strains, like none of this
the
crazy.
OG
weird-
Kush, OG. What was it? Granddaddy Kush, Granddaddy Perp, all that shit. Back when what's his name? His brother was serving Lil Wayne and them in New Orleans and shit like that. He got deported. He can't come back. She died on the boat.
Yes.
Yeah, her brother was serving Wayne and all them. My brother's like Wayne was screaming like Granddaddy Kush got the tears in my eyes. That was her brother. Remember?
Let's go back to jail. Okay, no, tell him what happened. How like you actually got picked up.
Okay, so I'm getting all the work, whatever. I fell behind because my boy, somebody's boy around here in Tallahassee, like we lost like 120 G's in like a weekend.
Because someone got arrested.
Few people got arrested, but like different clique, like nothing to do with each other type shit. It was just
So
like a
you
bet.
did you sort like would you say you had like a little network of people?
Oh, I had like 60, 70 people up and doing it. We were running shit.
How many
Tallahassee
people?
Games. We had drivers, we had stash houses, we had like I had people's moms working for me. Like I had 3 or 4 different stash houses through the city. You know what I mean? Like people's houses. I had a stash
you-
house in
how old were
Brickell
you?
Key. I was 21.
21. Quite the
21.
enterprise. Fuck.
We had girls driving shit up to Gainesville. We had different houses in Gainesville. We had different houses in Tallahassee. We had what's his name running our shit for us in Tallahassee. Dude got a 1600 on his SAT. He running that shit for us up in Tallahassee.
Hell yeah.
I didn't even know where it
Good
was going up in
business.
Tallahassee. Like I would go to Gainesville sometimes, but I'd never been in Tallahassee. But I didn't move so much work in Tallahassee. It's not even funny. But and like we would have people because we were in college. Like I wasn't, but everybody else was. So it was like you had people down here who knew I was getting it like that. So they would just middleman the shit and call their boys and tally like, yo, I'm gonna send you like 510, and it was like, yo, we're gonna front it to you, cause my boy was strong, so he was fronting me everything. Like I owed him $900,000 at one point. You know what I mean? Like he was fronting me so hard, so we were just boom, 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 boom.
900,000.
900K right before I went. When I went to
How
jail,
many pounds is that? Can you just
it's
bring out
like
a calculator?
it was like it was like 250.
250 pounds.
Cause I told you
Fronted?
I lost, but no, cause I lost 120 in one weekend between.
Do you think those were real arrests or people just like?
No, they were.
They were?
Because even it was in some shady shit. Like when what's his name got jammed. I'm not gonna say his name, but like my boy got arrested in Gainesville on some fugazi shit. Like remember when Mauda and all them had the crib in the Ville up there? Oh,
Like, I was not involved with any of that.
well, no, I'm just saying they had it. Like
Okay.
when they all lived up there and all that shit, they were looking for someone else on like some fake ID shit, and they stumbled across some weed, and then dude comes home, and then they're like, "Oh, you got anything else?" And for some godforsaken reason, he said, "Yeah." So he opens the safe for the cops, and he said he forgot that the money came back down from Tallahassee the night before because he was at his chick's house, and it was like $40K in the safe. So they took the money. They're like, "You're gonna work for us. We're gonna come back and we'll talk to you." And so then, you know what I'm saying, died in the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So T calls me, and he's like, "Bro, don't get mad." I'm like, "What you mean, don't get mad?" He's like, "So and so just got jammed up." I'm like, "What the fuck you mean?" He's like, "I can't talk about it." But I'm like, "Bitch, you better come talk." You know what I mean? So they holler at me, whatever. So I call them in the Ville, and they're like, "Oh, the cops took like 40 bands, and they said that they're gonna come back and like whatever, blah blah blah." And these are like college students, Key Biscayne type shit, so they don't really know no better. So I was like, I don't think they can do that. So I hung up. I called my lawyer, and I told him everything that happened. And I'm like, "Can they do that?" And he's like, "Nah, fuck that." So I was like, "All right, fuck it." So I called him like, "Bro, come to Miami right now." And he's in University of Florida at the time, like school. And the police are like coming to talk to him again that night, the detectives and shit. And he was like, "I can't." I'm like, "Bro, Miami now." So he dropped everything, came to Miami. The next morning, we go to my lawyer's office. We sit in the lawyer's office. We call the detectives. We're like, "What do you want to do? Like, you know, you're just gonna tell people they're gonna work for you and take the money and blah blah blah. Like, run it. What do you want to do?" And they filed, I think it was like possession of 20 grams or some shit. Like the money, like never had. I don't know, whatever. Go check the game. All those like small town police shit, you know, crooked as fuck. So like we never heard nothing about the money again. He had like a warrant out for his arrest on possession of 20 grams because his brother was up there a couple years later and had his ID, and they pulled him over like, "Doug, you sure this is you? You got a warrant out now." And so then he had to go up there, he turned himself in, he did like a year probation and squashed it. But there was like no more mention of the money. You know what I mean? So we lost like 40K on that one. And then like
So how much money were you making a month?
between like 30 and 50.
30 and 50 at 21?
Mm-hmm.
In what year was this?
2010, 2011.
2010, 2011. 4K year. How many apartments or like homes did you have?
I had a stash house in Brickell Key, and I had a house in the Grove, like Gables Grove, whatever you want to call it, like my Mary's Coin Laundry.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go over there, but we had a stash house in Brickell Key.
Did you own the property or were you
No,
renting?
hell no.
What was your rent?
In Brickell Key, I don't know, maybe like 2 G's. But like I had it set up where my boy got me with a realtor, and she just put like I was the owner's nephew, and I would put money orders for her. Like I don't even know if she was giving it to the owner, but like she just put like I was staying there, like I was a guest of whoever. So there was no lease. So it was even
Gotcha.
better. There was no lease.
So this is some guy who lives out of town.
Yeah, his
And
nephew's
she's like,
here
"Oh,
for
it's
the
not
weekend.
rented. No one's renting it." And like, meanwhile, you're just paying her.
Yeah, she might have been giving the money. I don't know, but like that's why I thought it was so sweet because we had no lease.
Gotcha.
So when they came and picked me up and they're like, "Where are the keys to Brickell Key?" I was like, "Oh man, we're fucked." How you
And it
know
was a
about that?
stash house.
Stash house,
How much work did you have in there?
100 plus every time,
100
piece. We get 100 piece.
100 pounds.
100
How much? So
My first,
a few $1 million in
nah,
weed?
100 piece was like $500,000. Not even. If you talking about anywhere from 2,500 to So average, like, let's say 32, 33s, you're talking about like 300,000-400,000.
Yeah.
But so when I had got jammed up with the Gainesville shit, well, I never got jammed up, but like a few people got hit, and then my boy used to have me send them through the mail sometimes, and like 70 bands got hit, same thing. So it was like, okay, we gotta fix. So they threw another load on top, and when they threw the other load, it was like, okay, get back right with this one, but I still owed on the last one.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So that's how the 900 came about.
So, the night you got picked up, why did the cops come get you the last time before you went?
Murder for hire.
A murder for hire. Can you tell him kind of what happened?
So the kid who I let live with me, he was like, whatever. I was like, he got fired from his job, so I'm like, here, just start pushing a little bit. You good? So he started giving to the kids that I really didn't want to fuck with, like did the TVs and the lean and shit like that. But they moved it pretty quick, like really quick. So, but he didn't want to like keep doing it. He was very lazy. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just deal with them. So we give him some more shit, and they called me and they were like, oh, we got somebody want to cash out like 20, 50 P's or some shit. I'm 21 at the time, like 20, 50 P's. Like even 20 P's, that's like 80 grand, you know what I mean? Like who the fuck at 21's got 80? Like I've been doing this for a while. I haven't seen nobody cash them out like that. So I'm like, where, who? And they said like, oh, so-and-so from down south. And I'm like, I'm from down south. And it just happened to be like somebody we know. So I was like, nah, don't do that. They're not, trust me, they're not cashing nothing out. They're going to try and wax you. So I guess later on, they end up doing a deal with somebody. They end up getting like pistol whipped, tied up, all that shit, jacked for like 20 bands, a couple P's. But I don't know. I don't know nothing about the shit. But they end up telling the kid who lives with me that they got jacked. So,
One sec, sorry.
but so my boy called me one day and he's like, yo, I got some shit for you. And I'm like, all right. So I went down there, like, but I wasn't gonna get anything anyways. I only got stuff from one person. But he showed me the shit he had, and he wasn't drug dealer or nothing. Like, he was just like, he was playing college football and shit. I was like, where'd you get this from? That's my shit. And he's like, cause the way it came to me, you know what I mean? Like when you get that much, it's bagged up a certain way, it's written with certain handwriting. So like when he showed me the shit, I was like, that's mine. Where'd you get this from? You know what I mean? So I called my boy too, and he's like, nah, you the only person I give work to. So I was like, that's wild. And the price they had was so cheap. I was like, how you get this cheaper than I'm getting it for? So, you know, I asked him to call the people he got it from, and I'm like, give me 20 right now. But I want to see if they really got it or they just came up on some shit. And he was like, nah, they ain't got it like that. They had like 2. So I'm like, put 2 and 2 together. They must have robbed somebody for it or something, you know what I mean? But like at the time, I'm getting like 100, 150 at a time. This shit's going all around the city. Like nobody told me they got robbed, so I don't know nobody got robbed. My boy had just got hit by the police down south too for like 13 pounds. Took it up off him, nothing. So I'm like, maybe that's some of the shit that came from that, whatever, boom, boom, boom. So I take it.
So it sounds like there's a lot of money going around.
Oh, there's a lot of money going on.
How much money do you think is out like on the street? Just
I had when I got arrested, I had 700 on the streets.
$700,000 worth of marijuana, just pot.
Yeah, no, I didn't touch nothing else.
Okay,
Nothing else.
just pot.
Just weed.
And would you say you were just kind of like in charge? Like there was really no one above you when it came to like.
There was one person above me.
And that's who you, like, who's fronting you all the stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And where'd he end up in all this?
I don't know.
Nice.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
That's good.
Some guy.
That's perfect.
Might be a girl. You never know.
Correct.
Could identify as I don't know what they identify these days as, but I don't know about that motherfucker.
Perfect.
But you know, yeah. As far as like street level, like I was at the top. It's just at that time, you know what I mean?
Were you getting were you getting the work, I would say, from like what would be considered now like a legitimate farm, or was still no?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know what the fuck. I just know when I came home, that shit would be in my closet.
Nice.
I didn't even have to like meet anybody. You know what I mean? It was like so like
No,
this.
I get it.
Like I'm not taking 900,000 from someone I don't fuck with. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So it's like I would just come home and it'd be in the club. The first time, cause after I got off, like when I was trying to go back to school and do whatever, and I was like, fuck this. So then we started serving a little bit here and there, like a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, this and that. And my boy, like I had someone I would fuck with from time to time, and then I was like, yo, like we were just middleman and shit. You know what I mean? Like it was like you got to go to this person, you make like 100 off this and that, but you like. So I'm like, yo, let me get 100, and he was like, looked at me and he's like, you want what? And like I don't even know if he's capable of getting me this shit. Like 3-4 months go by though, and he's like, yo, meet me over here. and like, but it wasn't like I didn't know anything was gonna happen. It was like, this is my boy. I'm gonna go smoke with him. We can chill, whatever. He's in town for the weekend. So he's like, open the closet. Open the closet, 140 pounds. I had never seen more than like 10 before. I was like,
How much is like 100 and like in your it was your whole entire closet was full?
no. It wasn't like, it was like a hotel. Like he told me to come holler. He's like, yo, I'm staying at such and such hotel. Come holler at me.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'm just gonna go kick it with my boy.
Oh, sorry. So you
Yeah.
get there and it's just a bunch of fucking weed and
He goes, nah, we chilling for a little while, and then he go open the closet.
Oh.
I open the closet. It was like big boy closet though. I'm like, there's big suitcases and shit like this, and I'm like, I look at the shit. He's like, that's you. I'm like, that's who? He's like, that's you. Oh fuck.
Okay. So
That shit was
so
crazy.
he fronted you all this work. Okay.
140.
And
140.
140. Okay. So
And mind you, like a week go by, I ain't moved like more than 3 pounds.
hold on, but I want you to tell him. So because like the reason you got arrested is because like someone tried to kill you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what.
All right, so they thought I robbed them, and so they went and they owed me $50,000 too. So they went to like a confidential informant. Dude had just got out of the feds. He set his code D up, got him life in the penitentiary. You know what I mean? He did a little fed bit, but now he out here pitching again on some like Kendall gang shit, whatever. But he got arrested while on federal probation. So he trying to set some more bitches up. So these kids are like kind of squares. Like they want to be street dudes, but they're really square. So they owe me 50 G's. They feel like I robbed them, set them up. But they did that shit themselves. Like I don't even know who the fuck, like whatever. I found out later when I got out of jail, like who did it, because I asked. But I had nothing to do with that shit, on my soul, on every single person I love. So they hired the kid, I think, to rob me. Like, oh, he's got this work, rob him, we'll help, you can keep whatever you get, and then they don't owe me money no more. But I think because he was on probation, he was trying to like work a case, they kind of like built the case up to a murder for hire. So like he was wearing wires, like they went to like Home Depot to buy like cleaning materials, like there was like, it was a plan, like they were on the way to my house to kill me. You know what I mean? Like they were supposed to pretend like they were gonna give me the money they owed me, they were gonna tie me up, dude was gonna like strangle me, like hold me at gunpoint, strangle me, and then rob me for all my shit.
And then this was all intercepted by the police.
Yeah, no, they built the case up for weeks. Like they wore wires on them for weeks. Like confidential informant wore wire. Like there was like a big buildup.
But not to get you, to get those other people.
To get them, because they were trying to kill me. And then it was just kind of like, okay, why do you want to kill? Oh, he's robbing drug dealers. Oh, he's selling out. Like he has all this weed. He's like when they made the person out to be like, I was like, who the fuck is that? Like, oh, that's you. I'm like, no, that's not me. Like, I sell little trees. Like we ain't doing all that shit. But they made it out like I was doing like, so they just picked me up. Obviously, you know what I mean.
Did they when they arrested the people that
They were on the way to my house to kill me.
They were on the way to your house.
They were on the way to my house.
And that's when
They got caught with a gun. Like
how far away from your house did they get?
Down the street.
Down the street.
No, they were following them all day though. They were following me all day too. There were police following me all day long.
You didn't know this.
I had, but like you always feel like they following you. I had an idea because I even went to my mom's house to go see my daughter, and like I seen the dude down there, and then the same dude picked me up. Like I always felt like somebody was following me. You know what I mean? That's why when they came, they jumped out on me. Like they were like 50, no, not 50, probably like 25, 30 cars, because it was gang task force and murder for hire. So it was like the most violent. You know what I mean? It was.
Yeah, they come ready.
The biggest the violent task force, gang task force, all that shit. So they're masked up, ready to go. These guys telling them I'm strapped, we're robbing drugs, so they're ready for action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I jump out like, bro, I ain't got nothing on me. Like, search whatever the fuck you want. Obviously, I didn't let them go in the house, but I just copped the Infinity 2 G35 cash for like I had it for 6 days. They took that motherfucker.
I had a G37. It got jacked too.
Yeah. They're like, should we take?
You know where it got jacked from? That person's house that I can't say.
They're like, should we take it now or take it later? I'm like, take it later. Take it later. Like, no, we'll take it now.
Those cars, yeah. That was
so I had to like 6 days, but yeah, they came, got me. They were on the way to my house to kill me. They got the dude. This is like all on, like, this is documented. Like this was out on the news, all this shit. Like there's articles about this shit.
Yeah. So okay.
They were trying to kill me. Yeah.
They tried to kill him. They got him.
And then they got like 5 years, 6 years, and 12 years, which is wild. I got 5.5.
How many years did they get?
The girl got 5. The other dude got.
Oh, so it was a chick.
There's a chick.
Call me to kill you.
Yeah, she's a, yeah.
You gonna let a girl kill you, bro?
I mean, you feel me?
Hell nah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Like
went.
when I found out it was them, I started laughing. Like I was terrified at first. Like all my my closest
So
friends.
you think
like,
you
most
think
of
if the
them-
cops wouldn't have gotten to them, like you would have
I mean, listen, anything's possible, but like, was I worried about them? Absolutely not.
Okay,
Like, I was worried about other people.
that's right. He's calling you a bitch.
Nah, I ain't calling nobody bitch.
No
I just
kidding.
wasn't like, it just wasn't like, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I know.
like I was terrified because I was around that a lot. Like, my best friend was in jail, America's Most Wanted, in jail for murder right now. I've been taking care of his daughter for like 16, 17 years. You know what I mean? Like, this is an everyday
Nice.
thing.
This is someone you met in jail.
No, this is from the streets, motherfuckers.
Oh,
you know.
okay. So,
Yeah, like no, like the majority of my friends are in jail for murder or like been murdered or you know what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of murders.
that's crazy.
No, it's wild. And you think thought it was normal at the time.
Right. I guess,
Now
I
that,
guess
like-
you get desensitized
Yeah.
to like everything. sort
Now
of,
that
right?
I'm more grown up, it's like that shit's the dumbest shit ever, and it's like, but like that shit was normal. Like every month, every week, bodies would drop. It was wild.
Yeah. My parents told me a story once about one of their friends used to do the same thing. He came from Cuba and he used to go drop off like, I don't know, 20 keys at someone's house, and then whatever, 2 hours later they would go send a team of people to go murder everyone in the house and take it back.
Oh no, I don't know about like that, but
Yeah, but this was like in the
this
90s.
this was like dumb like little kid shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just like some macho like
Yeah.
like you might bitch, and they might shoot you for calling them a bitch type shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, G shit. No, it was wild. It was
So
really
then
wild.
you went to jail. You spent your time there, and then while you were in jail, you just developed a passion for
No, I started.
fitness, right?
Yeah. That's
Who
yeah.
got you into fitness?
I mean, the biggest person is Bezo. Before that was my other boy Sean. He they call him like Big Diddy. I was Little Diddy. He got 25 years on some fentanyl recently. Sucks. Yeah. Like a lot of them dudes do really good in there, and then they get out and they just the temptations and
They
shit
go
like
back
that,
to it.
and they go right back to it. Like they can't control it. It's like an itch. You know what I mean? So like
Uh-huh.
that's especially why I go so hard and do it how I do it, because it's like like I've seen those dudes when they're off like the vices, and when they're working out in a good routine, like what good people they are,
Right.
and like how like they really like make a difference in the world and like do positive things and are happy and enjoy life and shit like that, even behind the wall. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when they get out on the street and they get the girls, the drugs, the money, you know what I mean, and they fall victim to that, and then they out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most of them are dead or back in jail. I mean, the success rate isn't very high of people getting out and coming out and succeeding. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like a lot of people under Bezo, who like ran the workout crew, have got out and made a career in fitness or even other things just because they took that mentality and ran with it. You know what I mean?
Good. So there was like you're saying there was like a little clique inside
sure,
of jail
for
that
sure.
like
Super
was
click.
super into
Like 60 deep type shit, like gang type shit, but on some positive shit.
good.
It was wild.
Oh,
That's
so
why
it
I
was
got
like
super lucky. Yeah, I got
Nice.
super lucky to go where I went
So
because
you
I was going left.
got it.
Like I was
Nice.
around the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? Like this was the best thing for me to end up where I ended up at the time I ended up. It was the best thing
So
for me.
you got like a men's motivational group while you were in
Yeah,
prison.
facts. And they're all
awesome.
older and they've all been in my shoes. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these dudes are doing like 15, 20 years. They've done 15, 20 years. Still got another 15, 20 years to go. And they looking at me like, bro, you don't want this life. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you still got a chance. Like go out and do something. Don't, you know what I mean? Like shit's real now.
So you kind of developed a passion for fitness while you were in jail. Then you got out and you got a job as a trainer.
I got a job at Legacy Fit, thank God. Shout out Manning, no days off. But I applied at every gym, and no one would give me a job because background.
Because of your record.
And they can't tell you that, dude, because it's like legally you're not supposed to not hire someone because they're a convicted felon. So they would just beat around the bush.
But
and I
yeah,
was like,
of course, no one wants
yeah.
to hire.
But then someone would tell me, but it was like I got like 9, 10 certifications in jail. Like my last like 3-4 years, like I read 3-4 hours every single day. It had to be about either like business, fitness, or like personal development type shit. No like just
Yeah, no time
fucking
wasted.
around. Like we ain't, and then we
Yeah,
working
yeah.
out.
You're locked
we were,
in.
We were on a strict schedule. We didn't have weights, so it was like pull ups, dips, body weight shit. We work out like 6-7 hours a day. We do like 7 weeks on, 1 week off, eating fish and mackerel every day, oatmeal, this shit, that. Like I lived it. Like we lived it. You know what I mean? Like we were disciplined as it gets, and you couldn't run from it. There's nowhere to go. That was the best part about it.
Right.
So it's like if you didn't show up for a workout, best believe motherfucking gonna get you.
So how'd you get into Legacy Fit then? Everyone was saying no. Why did he say yes?
His brother had went to jail like me, so there was a CrossFit in the beach that you had to write like a life story type shit as your resume. So my boy Jimmy did it for me because I still fuck with Jimmy. Thank God for Jimmy. He like helped me out a lot. So he like put together a little summary of my life. Boom, boom, boom. He used to play sports, ended up in the streets. You know what I mean? Sold dope, ended up in jail. Now he's in fitness, trying to make it. So it kind of reminded him of his brother. So he was like, okay, come in. And I came in, and he was like, and at the time, they're like chanting Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook when they're all on the Thunder. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, hell yeah, that's where I want to go. So I went over there, and he was like, oh, we don't really need nobody. So I kind of begged him, and he put me on, and I just busted my ass like for 5 years, like every day, all day, from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I didn't take a
You
day
were
off.
big. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
I did,
remember
yeah.
when you started posting. I was like, holy shit, he's really into fitness.
Yeah, no, I love this shit. No, this is my like, whatever. Like, this
Yeah,
is I
when he
love.
took off his shirt
it's
earlier,
my heart.
you look crazy. You look good for you.
But it's even not even like the body's great. Like that's like your introduction to
Right.
like, yo, I take care of myself. I love myself. Like, people want the nice watches and the nice clothes and the nice thing, but it's like, okay, but what are you? You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't cheat it either. Like, you can't cheat it.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
And like, I love that. Like, you can't cheat it. And then the way you feel, like, mentally, that's why, like, coming from like the drug, and like, I don't ever like to speak on this. That's why I'm like, I told you, I'm like, fuck it, we'll spill it all, because I don't like to speak on the murders. I don't like to speak on the drug stuff and the selling, because I don't like to glorify it, because I know like how bad it takes you, and it took every single person and everything from me. You know what I mean? Like, everybody I know is like I have like 4 or 5 like close friends now, but like everybody else is dead in jail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I talk to 2-3 dudes 2-3 days a week that are doing 25, 30 years. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, for what?
Yeah.
For what? Like, what? For what? Stupid shit. Like, bitches doing
Right.
forever and a day behind, and then these motherfuckers are all dead behind. So it's like, I don't
Yeah.
like to speak on it, but it's like, when you go from like that mentality and that mindset to like where I am now, is like being positive, working out, like helping people, making a difference. Like, I feel good now. Like, I didn't feel good then, but it was
Right.
just so normal. It's like living in survival
Right.
and living in creation. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
and you just get desensitized
yeah, like,
to everything. So
survival
that's
is
just your
crazy.
life. It just becomes a part of you every day.
It's crazy though that people like live like
Yeah.
that every day, because you never get a second to like breathe and like enjoy life. You're just so worried about like,
Yeah, what your next play
Yeah.
is, or like whatever. If someone's coming for you, I'm sure. It's
yeah,
like,
it's like I used to be like on the like in the middle of the night type shit, like on the wall, like when you hear shit. Like, I almost shot some kid taking a mango tree out the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I was fully paranoid. I never thought I'd make it past 25. Like, it was a lot. Like, it's a crazy life, but like, it seems so normal.
Going to jail saved your life for sure.
Yeah, no question. In college, I love this. Like, all
What
day.
time do you wake up to like go work out?
I mean, I woke up at 3 today.
3?
Like, I never sleep past 4.
No.
No.
What do you do?
I go hit the sauna, journal a little bit, sometimes meditate, work out every day.
I need to work out every day.
But to me, that's why I said the workout's the mental.
Right.
Like, the look is the look, it's whatever. But like, when you go from that to like how I feel now, it's because of working out. If I don't work out for like 2-3 days, like, my mind's gonna go into like some demon places.
What time do you go to bed?
10, 11, 1, 2, 8, 9, whenever. You know what I mean? Like, the bedtime. I like 10 to 4. 10 to 4 is like my perfect. But you know, life.
Yeah, I like 9 to 5. Like 9:30 to 5 was what I
Yeah.
was doing. I'd wake up at 5, go to anatomy, work out. Excuse me. The anatomy in the Grove. Have you been?
Yeah, once.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's
I just can't do
beautiful.
gyms like that. Like, there's too many people, too much shit going on. Like, it irks
Oh,
me. Bad
really?
form makes me kill myself. Like, oh my god.
The what?
Bad form makes me kill myself.
I know.
Like, it drives
So-
me nuts.
He's obviously a
Drives
personal.
me
Like he
nuts.
owns a gym, but he's also a personal trainer.
No,
so.
I feel like I'm the best trainer in the world. Like,
Okay,
that type
there
of
we
shit.
go. That's what I want to talk
G
about.
shit.
The-
No.
no.
Real
He's
shit,
yeah,
yeah.
he kicked my ass. By the
G
way,
shit.
during
Yeah, we used to train
COVID.
in
During
COVID,
COVID.
But like, I wasn't even that good then. You know what I mean? Like, I'm way better now. Like,
Okay.
Way better now. Like, way
Okay,
better.
let's go.
Like, but if
Um,
you're not evolved, like one of my mentors taught me that. He was like, yo, if you don't feel like you suck 6 months ago, then what are you doing?
This is yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not like, if you don't feel like I sucked back then, like, so
Yeah,
we're the
did you-
same
yeah,
6
of
months later?
course.
Like, really? And that's what that mentality comes from, working out.
Yeah.
It's just, it applies to life. Like, it's the most, like,
Yo, I think if every
Life.
man, sorry to interrupt, but I think if every man on the planet thought like that way, like, hey, am I better than I was, even like.
but
3
that's why
months
we don't
ago?
have no more men. Like, there's no more men out here. That's why I
No.
really got to stay. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, let's tell it all then. Let's start standing and speaking up on shit, because
Good.
this pussy ass shit out here is so, you know what I
Just-
mean? Like,
yeah.
like, I got my daughter, like, you know what I mean? Like, I got my daughter. If I have another kid later on and it's a guy, a man, do I want him growing up like, you know, we ain't gonna go, you know what I mean? Like, the shit that's going on out here is crazy. Like, I don't stand on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
So you got out of jail. He gave you a chance. The story was like the similar to your
Opportunity.
brother's.
And like, real quick, my bad, like, he gave me an opportunity. Like, I was working 80 hours a week for $12.88 a month. You know what I mean? Like, he gave me an opportunity. Everybody now is like, yo, what are you gonna pay me? Bitch, I'm not paying you shit. Get your money up. Like, I'm giving you an opportunity. Like, you could eat. I'm not gonna take your shit either. You know, but yeah, opportunities. Go ahead.
So he gave you an opportunity to work at Legacy Fit. So did you get your own book, or were you on a salary? How did that work?
$12.88.
Hmm?
$12.88.
$12.88 an
No,
hour.
$1,288 a month.
$1,288 a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I told him, I'm like, he said, you want to work the mornings or the nights? I said, I don't care. Maybe work both. Because I told him I was in the halfway house. They don't check your hours.
Right.
So you got to pay your halfway house. The halfway house 25% of your gross.
Okay.
So before the taxes, whatever, right? Before they take tax, you got to give halfway house 25% of the cut. So 40 hours minimum wage at the time was $12.88. So I told him, my boys had already been there, so they gave me the rundown. They're like, you can just give them, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I told him, I don't care how much I work. You can make me work forever in a day. Just give me $12.88. And he's like, all right. So that motherfucker had me working like 80 hours, making $12.88 though. So I'll give the halfway house their little cut. And I was riding the bike from the halfway house to the gym. So I'll do my morning shift from like 5 a.m. to
Where
12 or 11, 12.
where
It was in Wynwood. The halfway house is in Little Havana. I'll ride to Wynwood. So I'd have to ride like the first time I got lost and slid through like Liberty City.
So you were
And then-
riding you were riding a bike on the way to work. What were you driving
Like a-
when you got arrested and went put to jail?
I had a G35.
The G35.
I just bought it like 6 days before.
How much was that?
25 bands.
25. And you bought it cash?
Money.
Nice.
Had it for 6 days. My boy got it for me from the auction.
Nice. Okay, so you started riding your bike there. How long did you work at Legacy Fit? I know you were there for a while.
5 years. I thought I'd be there forever. 5 years. That
5
was
years.
like,
What made you decide like this is like
it just wasn't a fit no more. You know what I mean?
you felt like you had grown?
No, it was just they went their route, I went my route. You know what I mean? Shit happens.
Okay.
It was love though.
It's okay.
But yeah.
So you went your own way, and what
like
did
I
you do?
wanted my, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah, you
I
only
wanna
want to
do
work
my-
for someone for a certain amount of time.
I was
After
ready,
a while,
like,
you're like, hey,
I was
you know,
ready to
it's
do my shit. You know what I
good.
mean?
I
Yeah.
mean, this is
But like forever, like shout out to them. You know what I mean? All day.
Yeah.
They put me on. Like that's why I felt like I would stay there forever. It just didn't work out at the time. Quarantine happened and really shook shit up.
yeah.
Quarantine shook a lot of shit.
That's when he kicked my ass because like I
Yeah,
know
I used to
you
train you
lost
over
your job
there.
basically, right?
No,
'Cause
I
you
ain't lose my
couldn't-
job. Oh yeah, we were hustling though. Like yeah, we were out here grinding.
Right. So
Yeah.
like the gym had to close down and he was looking for work. So I was like, you know what? Like I was working. I looked crazy that summer.
We killed it though. I was driving all over the city training. I was like training
Yeah, I
10
was like,
people
hey,
a
bro,
day.
look, you lost your job. Like, come
Yeah.
fucking work me out. And like, we would go to the little
Your boy's
corner,
crib,
like
yeah.
right by my boss's house.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would just like we would work out, bro. One day he fucked me up, dude.
Yeah.
We,
No,
did,
when
we
you
were
get in
doing
the room, when we get in the room, I crush your legs. That boy be cramping up, shaking.
No, man, like we did
Split squats probably.
split squats.
Like a
Yeah.
little step in the thing. The other thing is like it's all technique. Like the people who taught me, Tom Purvis, RTS, Jay Braun, like it's anatomy and physics. Most books and trainers just go off like, oh, the book said this, so this is this and this. But everyone's different. Like your femur's a little bit longer than his. Like so you gotta make like little tweaks, and certain moves are better for you than not for him and certain people. So you know what I mean? It's more of like an art than like a rules. There's no like rules. And most trainers follow rules. And me it's just like, let's just see what we got and I'll just go from there. So it's a lot. It's very different. But it's
Yeah,
all
I mean, he fucking kicked my ass. Yeah, we did some, we did a leg workout. Later that night, I literally fell. Like I was walking and I fell.
No, his shit would like spasm up and shit. Like he would like go.
Yeah, I was fucked up. And
Because-
I had decent quads. I was
No, he's
squatting.
strong. But the thing is,
Yeah.
when you do,
it's different. I had never done those.
when you do technique a certain
Bulgarian
way,
split squats.
your body's never like, certain muscles have never fired. I don't know how to explain it, especially on this shit right now. But like, and you've never been in certain ranges before because most people just like fall down and get up. You know what I mean? So your body becomes really good at doing things,
Yeah.
like standing up and sitting down, doing it with as little effort as possible.
What's the longest amount of time you spent without working out? Like when you're just like, I can't today. How many days in the last year have you like not worked out? Every day? You've worked every single day.
I mean, I haven't done like. There's been days where I haven't done like crazy. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
Like,
I know.
But like as far as like a long walk, a workout, put like something like no every day.
Every day.
Every day. As soon as you stop moving, it's over with. Like everybody want to rest now. Like, bro, stop resting, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers need to stop resting. Go out and move. Do some shit.
Exactly.
For real, for real.
Yeah,
Somebody gotta tell
everyone's,
you.
like stuck glued on their phones,
Yeah.
like looking at TikTok.
But
and
that's where
Instagram
like the jail
bullshit.
shit came in because we had so much time and it was just like, yo, we gonna push ourselves. Like we pushed our bodies to limits where it's okay. Like I know I feel like I'm literally gonna die, and the room's spinning, and I'm probably gonna pass out. But I'm not gonna die, and I'm gonna keep pushing. This motherfucker wake me up. He gonna make sure I don't die. That was like that brotherhood accountability shit too. Like when you got 60 dudes with you every day, like pushing themselves and bumping, and I'm like the only white dude for the majority of the time too. So I always had that chip on my shoulder, like nah, fuck you. Like I'm gonna whoop you. Like I would get in the room and tell everybody like I was number one.
saw
I
the
ran the
gym
jail.
today. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, it's dope. It's a little bunker. It's dope.
It's pretty nice. Like I like it.
It's very intimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's super intimate. It's more like it's the closest.
I like the vibe in there.
It's a one-on-one vibe type shit, but we do small classes. But it's as close as it gets to a one-on-one.
What's your Instagram handle?
Rawfit 305.
Rawfit 305.
And then
And your
Sean,
personal?
Sean Casey 305. Not O, right? Zero. We say O, but it's zero, right? 305.
What is it?
Rawfit 305. Sean Casey 305.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
go check him out.